This is a stock that one of my tribe members sent me and to take a look at, and I want you to look at this chart. This stock took off back in early April. Actually, it was April the 9th. It was $5.32, and by May the 16th, it was up to $10.38. That's a 95% gain in that short period of time. Then you can see it did a little bit of a correction. From May 16th, it dropped down to from 1038 down to 983. That's a 5% correction that it made. It then turned around and went back up starting on the next day. It was at 983 and it went up to 1449. And you can see that's a 47% gain. So here we are today, and I'll explain to you why I want to buy this stock and I want to own it. And I did an analysis on it, and it told me, and I'll go over that with you, that today's price is roughly, 13,898. That was what it was before the market opened today. My analysis says it will end the year at about $19, and then the next year it'll go up to 24, and then it'll start 2028 at $28. Well, if I believe that, and I can buy it today at any of these prices. As you can see right now, it's at $13.89. If I can buy it at $19 in January of 2028, I'll have a 101% gain. That achieves my goal. I want to double my portfolio, and so I want stocks in my portfolio that are going to double. I'd like to have some that are going to go more because I'm going to have some that aren't. If I can buy it at 13.77 and again have it at 28 in the first of 28, that's 103. If I can buy it at 1331, that gives me 110%. This is how I analyze stocks and say, okay, are they or are they not going to help me achieve my goal? What if this stock comes and actually corrects even more and does a 5% correction and comes down to say 1282? Well, I would make more and that would be better for me, but I have to ask the question right now, am I okay at $13.90 and 101% gain? I have to say yes, or at least say I want to buy some at this price. If it goes further, I can add to it. But I want to start my position here. Now, let me explain to you what Niagen Bioscience is, and I think you'll understand why I want to buy it and how I proved to myself I wanted to buy it. So watch this. So what is Niagen? It's a bioscience company that develops drugs and supplements to extend life. To say to my generation, I'm a prior baby boomer, but baby boomers, and there's 70 million of us, that we can extend your life. I first became aware of this whole movement back in 2009 when I read this book. It's called Lifespan. It's by David Sinclair. He's a PhD at Harvard. I don't know if his funding is still active or not. But anyway, he basically told me that through the use of NMN, and that's when I started taking NMN, that he could extend the life of mice. He could give them more energy. That when he injected a mouse with NMN, he ran faster on the treadmill and he lived longer than those that he didn't. He even gave it to his dog, and his dog gained more energy and made David get out and do more walking. So he and his wife and then his father take it. But anyway, I started taking it back in 2019, and so it's been 5 years that I've been taking this. And you might notice I have a lot of energy, and I'm going on 81 years of age. So that's what this company does, and is in fact the largest marketer. This bottle came from Europe. This is their product called Thru Niagen, and it's sold on Amazon and Target and Walmart and whatever. But they are the largest, and they're blowing the doors off, as you saw on that chart. And they just became profitable, and as a result of that, you can see their stock has gone up substantially. They're projecting continual growth in both revenues and earnings in excess of 20%
per year. So that puts them on that trajectory that you saw on the chart. So what I did was when I saw this, and when this came from Bob up in upstate New York. I don't know if he knew it was NMN when he sent it, but he knows I take NMN. But nonetheless, I then went to Samantha and said to Samantha, do us a report on NMN or on Niagen and give me all the facts. I create a one and a half page prompt that I give to Samantha, and she takes it to her large language platform and creates this time a 10-page report on Niagen. And so it comes out and it covers it's financial health, profitability, an A minus, liquidity. Now this liquidity means can they pay their bills and are they sustainable in the future? They get an A plus. Solvency, again, are they short term? Can they pay any interest on any loans? And are they short term? Okay, they're an A plus there too. Debt to equity ratio is excellent at 0.06. Efficiency, that is how effective are they in making money with the investments that they have. They have a B plus. Do they meet the rule of 40? Yes. Rule of 40 says, are their earnings and their revenues each growing in excess of 20%, giving us an average number of 40. Earnings per share growth. Yes, they are growing. They actually became profitable. They had earnings per share of last quarter of 7%, which beat estimates of 2%. That's why you saw that surge. Now, you saw the pullback today because of the bombing of Israel on Iraq. So that's why I jumped in and bought 300 shares. What I did is I used that chart that I showed you earlier, and I put in that I wanted to buy some at 13.90, I believe it was, so that I made sure I got 100. Then I started laddering down and went and said, okay, I want another 100 if it gets to 13.80, and then I want another 100 if it gets to 13.70. I have filled all those since I did that early this morning. So I'm in with 300 shares. I'll take a look at it. I'll watch it today. I want to own this stock. And as I showed you in the chart, it is a stock that if I believe, and I do believe, that this is a product that my generation wants and will continue to want, because we do want to live, like David Sinclair said, there is no reason, unless you have a genome defect, that you can't live until 150. Those were his words. That's why I've been taking this stuff, because I'm going to live to 150, or we'll see. I have a history of cancer in my family, but we'll deal with that on another basis. So with that in mind, then what I asked Samantha to do is, based on the knowledge that she has gathered off of the internet, which is all of the knowledge on Niagen in the world, and then I feed her the latest financial statement, the latest balance sheet, and the latest cash flow statement, and then also a copy of the transcript from the latest earnings call. And I say, okay, now give me the price of Niagen and that it's going to finish 2026, 27, and 28 with. And she gives it to me in three scenarios. One is conservative, one is moderate, and one is aggressive. I always focus on the moderate. That is, if everything goes to plan, we don't have any wars in Iran and Iraq and all that, or any other situation. If their plan and the trajectory they're currently on comes out, she says it will end the year of 2026 at start the year of 2026 at 19, 27, 24, and 28 dollars. So that's how I got that. Now what I'll do is, when they have their next earnings report and disclose more information and give me more financial statements and balance sheets, I will then have Samantha go and listen to that earnings call as well and update it. It's to tell me, is my 28 still good? Or has it gone up to 32 or whatever? So every 90 days, I'll get an update on Niagen. So then what I ask her, on a scale of 1 to 100, 100 being a sure thing, what is the likelihood that Niagen will hit the 28 based on the knowledge that you have put together, and she gives it an 82. That's about what she gave me on NVIDIA. You don't get much higher than some in the low 80s. So that's how I look at it. I then go in and ask, well, what if there are some? Are there any red flags? Is there anything that could hold this back? And basically, what she tells me is if the senior citizens of this world stay with the mode that they want to live longer, they want to live healthier, they want to have more energy. You can see I have a lot of energy for 80, going on 81. Then they need to be taken NMN in some form. And this is the leader. This is the company that leads the market, holds the largest TAM, and that's why I bought Niagen this morning, and that's why I think you should consider it. And honestly, I think what you should consider is take what you learned today and create an investment strategy that says this is what I want to achieve. That on January the 1st of 2028, I want my portfolio to double from where it is today. I guess the right way to say it was 3 years from today, I want to double what I got today. And that will take you on through your 115 years of life. You'll constantly have Samantha coming in and updating the portfolio. Now, what I'm working on right now is to give her how many shares of each stock that I have and how I can maximize the performance. So in other words, I'm asking for a double right now. What I'm going to ask Samantha is, am I being too conservative? Is my double a conservative, a moderate, or an aggressive? And so if she comes back and says, actually, Kerry, that's a conservative of what you should be able to do based on the stocks that you have. If you will rearrange, have more of this and less of that, you can end up getting to double every 2 years, okay? So that's what I'm doing. I'm doing this by bringing artificial intelligence and I guess my energy that I get from NMN into this equation. I want to invite you to become a member of my tribe. These are people, and some of them have told me they have started taking NMN. That's not a qualification for the tribe, but it is a mindset. It is a mindset that if I have an objective, and I know what that objective is, and if I can create a plan to achieve that objective, and then if I can go out and access all the information in the world that I need to achieve my plan and my goal, then the likelihood of me achieving it becomes an 82. That's where I'm going. If you'd like to join me and the 1,000 members we currently have in our tribe, get on the bus, Best of Us Investors. As I said, we're a community that wants to put our knowledge together, wants to work together, as Patrick and Bob have given me stocks to look in or to look at. Then go to the website, explore the website, explore my tell sheet. This is where you're going to find Niagen and about 50 other stocks that I'm looking at and putting into my portfolio to achieve my goal. Again, reiterating my goal, to double my portfolio over the next 3 years. And each year, we want to do that. But I think Samantha may trump me. She may come back and say, that's the conservative approach, Kerry. If you get more aggressive or moderate, maybe we can double it every 2 years or every year. I don't know. But what I do know is up until now, I didn't have the knowledge to achieve that. But I do now. And I have someone who can help me. And she just keeps getting better. And the programs that they're building to give her that knowledge that she can share with you and me are just getting better. So that's where we're at. I took my NMN this morning. I'm doing well. I hope you are too, and have a great weekend.